kommer byta språk igen, för nästa poet på scen är engelsktalande. His name is Tswi, and he is originally from South Africa. And he came here in February this year. Since then, he has already won the Stockholm Slam Poetry title and the Swedish Slam Poetry title. Yeah, pretty big. Tswi is really a master of many trades, and he's working constantly for a change in this world. He is a self-taught photographer and a graphic designer, but we are really here tonight to listen to his poetry. So give a big, warm and welcome and applause for Tswi.
Her lips speak oracles that angels dare to not utter. Like Sunday morning, she's easy on the eye and she's light on my soul. When she speaks with a voice as sweet as a honeycomb. Her wealth and her riches are more precious than what any eye is yet to behold. Upon my wounds of brokenness, she blows like pure silk when caressing a gladiator's wound. At the door of my heart, she lays stories told from the other side of eternity. Her wealth and her riches, more precious than what any eye is yet to behold. She is the sun that illuminates my day. See, the other night, the moon and I were talking about her. So, I asked the moon to pour his light in my cup as I blanketed my sorrows in the salty warmth of her tears. See, I have braved the most flaming furnaces for her, exposing my heart to their volcanic fury so that I could melt the gold inside my soul and mold a golden cup to catch her tears, because her tears, to me, are the liquid beauty of a soul too beautiful to be bought by the wealthy nor held by the strongest. But you see, she's like a magician. I don't know how she does it. The art of molding tears into smiles, fears into faith, and words into hope, pouring down showers of possibilities upon my barren lands of lives never lived, babies never born, stories never told, smiles never to make the day of another, laughter never to tickle the souls of others, destinies never fulfilled, and that space between my fingers never to experience her touch. But you see, on cold nights, she plants butterfly kisses from the sun with the tenderness of the sound of cracking silence. Her name is Grace, and she is amazing. Stars in space, her name they are praising, her face a flame like the sun when blazing, wailing Mary, rocking baby, away in a manger is heaven's labor in wavering danger, a sleeping savior, making space by birthing quasars. Her gentleness sings louder than thunder, weaving tapestries of melodies that drown out the sound of breaking dreams. Her spirit, once cracked and broken, victorious, she has risen to blaze with the glory of a million suns, hacking ciphers, packing powers, attacking towers, shooting stars, cracking skies, and erupting volcanoes. See, this is not a case of vanity, but maybe lean spirits will get a facelift from this. See, I had to make up my mind to have her as my foundation. Tears, black like me, from rolling down my scar. I picture with my mind's eyelashes on the Holy One, a scarlet thread that weaves bonding between creator and creation. It flows from the highest mountains, over head and shoulders, right down to bikini bottom, absorbed like a SpongeBob. It's cut with square pants and easy like a DJ, turning tables and moving floors. On clouds I dance, on Christ I stand, in love I stare at the master's plan to start a fam from Jacob's clan, his son to send and our lives to spare, keys given and iniquities forgiven, all because of her amazing grace. Her name is Grace, and she is amazing. Thank you.
There's some kind of enter passcode. So you have to come over and yeah.
I don't like to talk between my poems. I just let the poetry do the talking. So.
Now?
Cool. There is a reason why stars don't shine as bright as they used to. See, they told me that it is all your fault, you see. Because lately you have been crying yourself to sleep, and for them, it would be a cruel joke to shine while your heart is breaking. And that is why it seemed right in their sight for their light to pale in the night while you weep. Because it makes no sense, like an endless night in the morning's eye. See, the weeping may endure for the night. You will find joy in the morning, side by side with the promise of eternal glory. Why? Because I have conspired with the stars to sprinkle stardust in your dreams every night, reminding you that you are prized by majesty, inspired by true artistry, refined by adversity and defined by destiny, to remind you that your beauty is yet to outshine the sun, that the power of love inside of your soul is yet to school stars on what it truly means to shine with the kind of power that would send shivers down the spines of lightning bolts, with puns that thunder from dark days to light years, surpass pain to fight fears, to spark flames and dry tears, the mind stained with ideas to find faith and blunt spears, molding golden smiles from broken hearts. But you see, love once lived as a poem on a page I saw bleeding in the rain. I watched it wash away my soul. The scene unfolds to dreams untold, clothed in nothing but Proverbs 31. And that is why you will no longer settle for anyone telling you what you can never become. Because you are absolutely beautiful, as if your smiles were carved out of an angel's heartbeat from the edge of eternity where the next beat awaits. As if that substance that went into making stars shine was taken from that twinkle in your eyes. Your voices, they sound like sunsets, singing lullabies of soft kitty to a wounded planet. Your laughter, the sound of a healing heart, and your heartbeat, the rhythm of a laughing baby. So child, please remember that no matter how much love has broken your heart, love only hurts when it is done wrong. No matter how much love has broken your heart, love only hurts when we do it wrong. But you see, I don't spit it, I pour it. Feel free to just call me a poet. Not speaking in lyrics or sonnets, but shooting stars like a comet. Forget that locket in my pocket, see, I have got a missing plane to shoot down. But keep your eyes on that target. I have got 200 girls to bring back. See, like Justin, you can cry me a river, but that won't change a darn thing. It's like Russia raping Crimea, and that is a sad shame. See, the things that I have seen perpetrated by humanity are straight insanity, nothing short of depravity. I have been at this since conception, the conceiver of inception, like Inspector Space-Time. Watch this space like a telescope, paralyzing parasite to the broken visions of a paradise that's stolen. Lyrically terrorize these souls in prisons of fake paradigms. I have chosen a lyrical samurai using ink like a razor blade, terrorist with explosive punchlines like a terrorist, expose the truth using poetic bloodlines like a demented narcissist. These words are nature's riddle of both roses and thorns. They've got the power to make you whole or leave you broken and torn. 3 dreams deep in eternal sleep, steeped in mystique. I pulled the 6 pit bull's jaws first from the belly of the beast. I kung fu king fools like Bruce Lee, a cool dude in gym shoes like Springsteen. You see, one day I saw a father look death dead in the face to protect his only son. And I saw a mother hugging her daughter with all the love and compassion that the entire universe could ever muster. I have seen heaven in the eyes of a child when you finally buy them that one toy. I saw a 10-year-old little boy with a cold look of death in his eyes and his little fingers clutching on a machine gun. I have looked into the eyes of a Sudanese child when pure evil tore open his ribcage, ripped out his childhood, and made a soldier out of him, a miniature killing machine, speaking in guns like a savage, a ripping machine, like blackety plow, plow. See, he told me that he had written a letter to the American president asking him to send help. And I told him that the American government does not engage in any foreign affairs that do not benefit the American people. And then I held him. I held him as close as my very own heart could beat. And I told him, I said, Yaya, you fight. You fight until the rivers of blood flow over oceans and seas to blood rush their white houses and their corridors of power. You fight. You fight until the heavens crack open and rain down with your bullet cages like a cataclysmic thunderstorm. You fight. You fight until Lady Liberty rises with an army of 300,000 poems, all screaming with the fury of the 3 million slaughtered child soldiers. You fight. You fight. Fight for these children. Because these children are stolen. They are stolen beneath the silence of night by cruel lullabies that creep up secretly like rebels in the shadows, and they whisper like voiceless thunder. While beneath the bloody waters, political crocodiles smile with dentals metaphoric, and they spew venomous verses of intellectual hypocrisy. Imagine 10,000 razor blades tap dancing on the heart of a dragon. Heartbeat, liquid, seeps deep beneath concrete bricks to bloodstained bedrocks. The light of life ignores to shine like a torn heart refusing to bleed. You see, one day I hope to forgive the moon for eloping with the clouds at my darkest hour, and the sun for clothing himself in silence when my eyes bled for an absolution, hypocritical tongues screaming for retribution, a pound of my flesh for her life, their mortal optics blind to the dungeons of my grief and the dragons of my nightmares. But you see, I too were human once. Before life taught me in the most painful way that this child could also be as deadly as a soldier's gun. See, you could write 1,000 poems with the same pen from a single glimpse of all the horrors that these hands have done, because I have been fighting for too long, and that is why my wounds do not heal as quickly as they used to. I have been haunted in my dreams for too long, and that is why I choose not to sleep as deep as I used to. But when I do sleep, I pray that I would dream of planting stars in the heavens instead of cutting throats. Because you see, the pen is no longer mightier than the sword, ladies and gentlemen. Why? Because we are living in the age of guns, where 300,000 soldiers long for the bosom of their mothers. And there are no amount of pens in all the world that could ever silence the thunderclap of a Kalashnikov at the motion of their trigger fingers, because these soldiers are only children. And these children are stolen. soldiers, our only children. And these children are stolen.